Hey, what's up guys? Another video coming to you. I wanted to show you one of the new knives that I got. It's the knife in the front, and you can see the older version in the back, but this is the Spyderco C55 Starmate, which is a collaboration with Bob Terzuola. There's his mark there, the dragon head. Was really looking forward to this coming out when I heard that there was going to be a sprint run. As you can see, I have an older model that they had released before, which has a little cool medallion in there. See if I can get that showing up. So, Spyderco Terzuola, and then the dragon head inside that little medallion. You can see here, this is when they released these, had the tip down only option. This is a partially serrated model, and this one has the CPM 440V steel. And you can see here that the original was also made in Golden, Colorado. Unfortunately, and that's my opinion, but unfortunately they had to make this in one of the Japanese manufacturers' facilities, just to get it into production. You know, it's been, man, I think it's been like 3 years, 2-3 years that people have been asking about this, and you know, it was gonna be made and it was being looked at with Bob Terzuola, and then it kind of stopped, like it wasn't gonna be made, and then all of a sudden it popped back up. So pretty awesome. So let me just give you a real quick look some of the differences between the two. A little bit of different grinding on the blade. The original is hollow grind. This is a flat grind on the Japanese model. See, the swedges are a little different. Interestingly, it looks like there's about a millimeter difference in the holes. The Japanese hole is a little bit smaller. When I actually hold them one over the other, you can see steel through. Probably one of the most major differences is the fact that the Japanese one is using dual steel liners, although heavily skeletonized. You can see all the holes in there on both sides. But the original one used a nested liner only on one side. I don't know if I can get the light in there so you can see. Let me get a flashlight real quick. So you can see right there that the liner is actually nested, and then it was just G10 on the other side. So it made for a very thin knife in the original. You can feel a little bit of thickness difference with the original, or the sprint run, but actually it's not really bad. It's still a fairly thin knife, really not bad at all. The liner lock, you hear how it snaps in there. The liner lock is actually very good, really positive locking. Even with you opening it slowly. It's got enough tension to really just pop right in place. So I've been excited, like I said, about getting this new sprint run, because now it means that I've got a Starmate that I can kind of thrash around with and not worry about the limited availability, or that it's a discontinued model. So, as you can see, it's also got the 4-way clip, that lanyard hole. Now, unfortunately, mine also has the lanyard tube rattle, unfortunately. So, I don't know, maybe at some point I might break it down and take that tube out. I don't use lanyards anyway, so it's kind of useless for me. Now, I know that some people have really been excited about this, and then some other people have kind of been bagging on it a little. You know, unfortunately, they look at the price the cost of this particular model. And I can understand where they're coming from. You know, it is a little expensive for what you are getting. Unfortunately, that's just the way the economy is. You know, the U.S. economy right now is kind of tanked, and things cost more. You know, some people have even said, you know, it's nothing better than what you get in a Spyderco Tenacious. And at first glance, I'd say, yeah, you're getting similar materials. But I think most of us knife nuts know too that anymore, you know, price differences in knives is really about very incremental differences. You know, obviously the steels are different here. I'm betting the steel and the aligners may be different as well. A little more complexity with the way this liner lock was made as opposed to this one. You know, especially when you look how they've provided a bit of a relief cut right here, which is kind of an interesting design. So, yeah, I mean, you could pay $40 for this, or what are these going for, around $175 or something like that. So, and remember, this is a collaboration too. This is an in-house design. One thing I want to show you too is check out this lock face. Pretty interesting. So really kind of a weird cut that they've got on the actual back of the tang, and then that face. When it actually engages, it engages kind of high. See how far back the tang is from the actual lock bar. Again, kind of interesting. Now I'm going to say that one thing that I didn't realize with this design, and I didn't really come to me until I got it in hand, but this reminds me of another knife in my collection. And that would be an Umnumzaan, believe it or not. While this does have all metal handles and it is a frame lock, overall it's a very similar knife. If you can see that. Overall lengths are very close. If I hold these pivot to pivot, you can see the length of the blades are very similar as well. Superimpose these edge to edge. You see just how close that comes. Even the belly is a little similar, a little longer, a little higher belly on the Umnumzaan. But I thought that was interesting. This has a rounded butt end, kind of like the Umnumzaan, which if you saw my other video about the CRKs, how I like that design feature on the Umnumzaan. So the Terzuola Starmate fits very well in my hand without creating a hot spot in the back end of my palm there. Nice thick blade. This point might be a little, you know, if you like on the Umnumzaan, you know, you can put your thumb way out here, and with everything being rounded over, smoothed out, no problems. Might be a little bit of a problem with that sharp edge right there. It's not really sharp, but it's a little pointy. It could be rounded over, and you could probably do that yourself, even with a Dremel tool, and probably take care of that if you wanted to choke up. But really, you don't have to. This one fits very nicely in the hand, full size. You know, if you want to put it inside of your palm, put your finger out there, give you some extra reach. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the new Starmate. While I do really like the old one, and I wish they could have done the nested liner and kept it more to the original, the fact that they brought it back is pretty nice, and I'm really glad to have that one in my collection. I'll be looking forward to using it. Alright guys, well, if you got any questions or comments, you know what to do. Put them down below. Later.